Whoa, that didn't work.
That's ready.
Yeah, no, that was.
Wow.
I know. It was like boom. Hey, not playing around. To answer your question, we worked on 2 F-150s today, actually, and a Jeep, and a Silverado. But yeah,
and
welcome back. Start on that. Welcome back, everyone. It's Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We hope you're going to have a good time. It looks like we have audio, which is a big plus.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys got an opportunity to check out the show we did Thursday with Mr. Larry Penn of MSC talking about some of the new Helix products. That was really fun. If you didn't get any opportunity to check that out, I strongly recommend you do it. There was some mic issues like the first 3 or 4 minutes, but we got rid of that. Somebody accidentally hit the mute button. Not naming names, but somebody did. I don't think it was me. Hello from Texas.
Hello from Texas.
Oh my gosh. Currently 101.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, man. There's some really ridiculous temperatures out there. I don't think this is a competition.
No.
It's just really, really hot, and my heart goes out to all of you because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is so.
That was 95.
Yeah, it was bad. It's bad everywhere. So, the winner is the guy with the coldest day. So whoever had the lowest number, let's see those numbers. So the rest of us can sit there and go, "You suck." Yeah. So
DSP Cowboy. Yeah.
Welcome back from vacation. Yeah, DSP Cowboy. For those of you that don't know,
well, I mean,
you don't know, but for those of you that do know, hopefully you entered.
Yeah. It's over already.
It's not Sunday. No, it's till Sunday. You got till Sunday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you got till Sunday.
God,
DSP Cowboy all the way.
It's like,
and I know some of you guys right now are going, what? Put 2 and 2 together. But for those of you guys that saw it are going, DSP Cowboy, bro. Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. Some of the things that Larry was like.
Oh yeah. You guys, a lot of you guys have already chimed in, so pretty cool there. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Fernando, how often does Dean torture you with ABBA's song Fernando? Let's be fair about this. Let's be fair. You knew nothing about the song.
I didn't know nothing about
the song.
No.
And I go, oh, hey, there's an and now, do I ever play the song? Have I ever played the song other than the one time?
No.
But
never.
Do you play the song?
No.
Don't lie.
No.
Don't lie.
No.
I've heard it. He's lying to you. He's played the song more than I have.
Yeah.
But because he sits there and he'll be like, and I'll be like,
really, dude?
ABBA, bro, seriously?
Yeah.
No. I'm not going to. I really want to, but I'm not going to.
74 in Virginia.
Woo, okay. That's coming in cold. Dude, I gotta say, when we were up on top of the volcano, it was like 50 something.
Ooh.
And I had my Morel jacket on, and it was not cutting it.
Oh, there you go.
Which one?
Plane, right there. Click it.
Oh, it's 50 here today.
You live it in the future, Drew.
Yeah, he's in Australia. He doesn't count.
Yeah.
Clint, how are you doing, buddy? I was close to you. I was like 6-8 hours away, which is a hell of a lot closer than we are now.
Oh, there you go. That's right there up.
That. Hold on. What do you say? DSP Cowboy sounds like boss competition slogan. It's not a bad idea. You're right. Yeah. Here, go. You take over. I'm having a hard time. Oh, 67.
Where?
Go up past. Go up one more. Go up one more. Yeah, there you go. Or up. There you go. AC is on 66.
Oh, I was like, what?
Oh, dude, he's got 2 of the grills. Holy crap, he's got 2 of those L7 grills that don't exist anymore.
They don't exist.
Hold on to those. Those are worth more. Whopping 84 in Denver, waiting for it to rain. Hey, guys.
Techno Express right there.
Here, wiring, watching you. Yeah. Text-to-speech sucks.
I know.
Techno Express.
That's Eduardo right there.
Is that Eduardo?
That's Eduardo.
And he just talked to you on the phone.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, yeah, Eduardo.
They still working.
I wonder if his ears were ringing today when you were just saying all those bad things about him.
Yeah, maybe. Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
What's up, party people? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
It's Saturday, though. I mean, it's Friday for us, but yeah, volcano. So we were up on if you follow us on Instagram, and I always do Hat Day Sunday now. This past Saturday we were up on Mount Haniakala,
Okay.
which is the mountain in Maui. We were staying with relatives. Let's just clear that up. I have relatives that live there, so we were doing this on the cheap. It's nice to have family. Anyways, we went up to watch sunrise on the top of the volcano. It's something you can sign up to, and I was telling you about it. So we got up at 2:00 in the morning to drive to there because it's the sunrise at like 5:15. It's about an hour and 20-minute drive of the scariest road ever in the dark.
Crazy.
Total ice road trucker shit at nighttime with the lights, high beams all the way. High beams all the way. Didn't run anyone. We get there, and it is so dark because we actually went above the moon that night. So when we were going up the mountain, you know how like when you see the moon rise and it's like that giant, the big like blood moon, giant moon, you're like, oh, that's so cool. And then 10 minutes later, it looks like a pinprick in the sky. No. It was like that. We drove up past it. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. It really, cool. It sucked because when we got to the top, it was dark and cold. And that was honestly the best part because it was so dark, you could see the Milky Way.
Oh.
And I've never seen it before. And I was like, there were so many stars. Oh my God. It was like the most incredible thing. That was the coolest part of it. And the other thing was we were the first people there in typical Dean fashion. We were the only people there. No one else was that dumb. No one else.
Spanish time, bro.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was definitely silly. I have a sub in my Nambos 2021 Honda card using a key lock. Don't have tons of cash for DSP right now. Will running the key lock into 4-channel amp with pre-outs to feed the sub improve sound quality? I think we're okay. All right. I get what you're saying. I think I understand what you're saying. So we don't have a DSP, but we have a key lock going to a subwoofer, and we want to add a 4-channel amplifier. So will coming out of the key lock into the 4-channel amplifier sound better or worse than the factory tune? I believe is what he's asking. My inclination is without a DSP, no. I would keep the key lock for the subwoofer because the key lock is fixing that high pass filter that the subwoofer is doing. But the rest of the EQ tune, and if you want to see what it kind of looks like, we did a video, a live. Was that on Instagram? No, that was on YouTube.
When you showed
we showed the audio control settings. We went through setting up an audio control processor, and we were doing it in a Honda Accord. And one of the features that we were showing was auto EQ, which is flattening out the signal and all the nonsense it had to do that. And the reality is the factory tune really wasn't that bad. We just showed you how to do it, and then we immediately deleted it and worked from there. So perfectly flat, you might not like the way it sounds. Now, the easiest answer to this would be try both and see which one you like. But I feel without a DSP, you're probably going to like leaving the factory tune there. And then once you do get a DSP, then plug the DSP into the key lock and work on that. The nice thing about the Honda is none of the chimes go through any of the speakers.
Right.
So you can totally just have the front output and be perfectly cool with that. So I hope that answers your question. That's a really good one because we always talk about, you got to flatten it. But you got to flatten it if you're going to re-EQ it.
Right. And if you don't have a DSP,
it might be pretty boring. Might be. I tried to go to a car show today and only lasted 20 minutes. I did see an L7X though.
Oh, wow.
That was worth the 20 minutes then, right? Because, very few of you guys have seen that thing in person. We, of course, have seen it.
In person.
But,
and touch it.
So I get to say that I did. So back in the day when this was still a thing that we couldn't talk about, like so many other things that, remind me, I got something to tell you from last night. I know.
I can imagine.
Oh yeah, it was really cool.
You guys talk
we were
a
talking
lot.
forever. So anyways, I was saying the back in time before it became a physical good, they actually 3D printed the whole Solo X. Like it was one, and they were like, "Here, check this out." And I went to grab it, and I was like, "Whoa, hey, what the?" They 3D printed the magnet, everything. It is awesome. That, my friends, is a collector's item. I would like. That is a real, like, wherever that 3D printed subwoofer went, Would love. Oh my God.
I would put it in the museum.
Oh, I would put it in the museum
because
too.
It's just how
because
it
at
started.
this point, it's closer to production than anything else has been. But dude, that
final product,
that 3D printed L7X was the coolest thing ever because it looked nothing like what we have now. Like they went a totally different direction in it. When they say Steve was tinkering with it and tinkering with it, and he tinkered with it a lot. Like, oh my gosh. And I'd love to get some of those. The moon scene from Joe versus the volcano.
What's the movie?
I don't think I've seen that one. Hello from Maryland.
What's that?
I will say when we were on the other side of the island and we were in the volcano spill, that looked like the moon. That was really cool. Be sure to plug 12 Volt Clean Wire Club. We are now over 80,000 members.
Yes, we are.
We plug it every Monday, and it's Friday.
Yeah.
It's Saturday. Today'd be a good day to post because if Fernando, I'm just saying, every Sunday, Fernando digs through and finds the cleanest wiring that he posts for Monday.
It's being harder.
Oh,
why? Because not everybody posts. And I'm just going to say quick this. You guys don't have to put 20 pictures of your builds.
Five best pictures.
Because some people, they just, boom, 20, speakers. And I get it, but 5. Just 5 pictures. Done. All right.
If you receives a recommendation supposedly from me, don't fall for it. You got it.
Yeah. 25.
That's the best part about living 45 miles from the closest stoplight. The night view. Hey man, I tell you what, I could totally get that, but I don't know. I like civilization. Oh, dude, you want to talk about puckering? So when you're coming up the mountain, when you can see the city. It was just like being in an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, put it this way: 10,000 feet up is when the planes come in.
Yeah,
they're below you. So when we're in the airplanes, we're looking out the window and you're like, everything looks small.
So you literally
we're up. So I'm looking out the window, driving and seeing the city that small down below me, and I'm just like,
wow.
Like I could not. I'm just gripping the steering wheel, like I'm gonna die. It was pitch, but I'm gonna die.
Wow.
I'm gonna die. It was
cool.
very nerve-wracking.
Cool.
Well, the Kenwood DDX 9904S power rear channel fill through a DSP non-amped while the front channel is active with the Kenwood K805 or better to run passive. All channels through a DSP. So how would you run a 904 rear channels through a DSP? I don't, because you can't run the deck power because there's no loop through. I don't know how you do that. So let me kind of maybe hit on what I think you're trying to ask, and this might help. Let's say you're going to do a front stage upgrade.
Correct.
Okay, which means we're going to take a 5-channel amplifier. We're going to put 4 channels on the front speakers and then the 5th on the sub. Pretty straightforward. We're going to put a DSP in there. All right, and that DSP is going to take care of the front stage upgrade.
Correct.
I still want rear speakers.
Yep.
Can I use the radio's power to power the rear speakers?
Yes.
Yes, the answer is correct.
Yeah.
What he said.
Yeah.
Here's what you have to keep in mind. You have to turn the volume up without the DSP playing and find out where the rear speakers are going to distort at. Now, on a Kenwood radio, they have volume offset to where you can go into either the time alignment page or the crossover page. I believe it's the time alignment page. And you could turn down the volume on the rear speakers. What this will give you the ability to do is play the radio's volume up higher because you want to get as close to max volume on that because a Kenwood doesn't clip. And so you can play the volume all the way up to 40 and have a perfectly clean output. So and that's where your 5 volts is at, by the way. So you want to get as close to that max volume as possible. To do that, like I said, go into the crossover and go to the level control and turn the volume to the rears all the way down. It'll not turn them off. It'll just cut the signal going to the internal amplifier. Now, the amplifier is going to be way louder than those rear speakers. So you really don't have to do anything at that point to the rear speakers. They're just going to be effect.
Sure.
If you want to add delay onto them, don't, because you're going to screw up the delay that's going out to the other speakers. So you can't do that.
Yeah.
Typically what we'll do is we'll just leave them alone.
Yeah.
We'll not do anything, because the front is going to be at this level. The rears will be at this level. If you turn your head and do that, you can, oh yeah, they're making sound. So it still accomplishes what you're trying to do. They're just going to make noise back there, and they're not going to pull away from the front.
All right. Because
you're going to have like 5-to-1 power ratio from front to rear.
Yeah.
So you're all good there. I have a 2022 Mazda 3 with Bose. I want to add an audio control ACM 1.300 and a sub. What's the best way and location to get signal and deal with the ANC? We haven't done a new Mazda, have we?
Not the
Are we sure it has ANC?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. So you have to test first to make sure it has ANC.
Right.
So when a new car like that comes in, the first thing we do is we use an IRTA2, which is our little handheld RTA device, to test for ANC to see if it has it. If it has it, then typically we'll go hit the internet and try to find a Mazda forum where someone tells us how to bypass it, because we don't know every car either. If it has it, we'll do that. If it doesn't have it, we'll move on to the next phase. More than likely, what you're going to have to do is tap into the subwoofer. Now, if you decide to disconnect the subwoofer altogether, then you're going to need a load resistor. So my guess, if it's a 2022, you're going to want the AC LGD greens, which is the one right here.
Right there.
That one.
Yep.
You're going to want that guy there. And that will allow you to disconnect the subwoofer. You might also need the gray. It's going to vary. Most of the time on those, though, it's probably the green. Yeah. And you're all set and ready to go. Now, because you're using the Bose output, you're going to get the signal response of the Bose. And that's where, again, we're going to check that when we're checking for ANC of what kind of signal response we're getting out of that using our RTA, because we need to see, is there sub signal there that is usable? The problem with going like a small 300 watt amp on your subwoofer is that if there's any form of high pass filter on it, you're not going to have enough power to get past that. Okay. And you're not going to have the equalization to fix it, because that amplifier can't do that. Now, if you have bass roll off, that's fine. You can go into and use AccuBass to fix that on that. But a lot of these newer cars, it's not bass roll off. It's a high pass filter. You can turn up the AccuBass and use it as a bass boost, which could possibly help. But yeah, that's how we're gonna approach that. And before we go any further, let's go.
Well, somebody now that you mentioned an IRTA and how do you test? Well, this is how you test.
Oh, I gotta shut this off.
Okay.
Right, we're gonna go here. And I gotta turn that. All right. And there again, if you would like to learn how to use an IRTA2, we do have, when you go to the page, which is located right there, Dean and F Tool Drawers, we do have a bunch of videos that will show you how to use it. And actually, all the things you've asked for so far, we do have videos up on it. You may just want to watch the videos just to kind of get an idea of, you got to scroll.
Yeah.
Of, how to use it to choose the right speaker for a sub. Yeah. So, I mean, there again, we walk you through the process of how to use the IRTA. We're also walking you through the process of how to do it. So you might want to just check those out and see what it is. And of course, order the device. It's a lot of fun.
Order it.
Hey, you know what? And since we just spent some time talking about audio control is a proud sponsor of the show.
Yes.
Very proud sponsor of the show. So much so that we'll be at SEMA. That's right, SEMA in November with them. Unlike last year, we'd never been to SEMA before. We didn't know Friday is the public day. So if you are interested in going to SEMA and you're not in the business, as they say, you can go Friday. You do have to fill out, and there's a bunch of crap you have to do, but it's in Vegas. Who doesn't love Vegas? We'll also be in Dallas.
Yes.
The end of August at Knowledge Fest. For anyone that is going to be there or is in the Dallas area and would like to stop and say hi, We'll be there.
Same hotel.
Yeah, we'll be at the Omni. We'll be at the Omni, and then of course,
same place.
Thursday we'll be at Jay's.
Yeah.
Tent in Car Stereo.
Yep.
We're gonna hang out with Oscar. So
we're gonna go see Oscar,
the Grouch.
Yeah.
Oscar and Jay and all the guys over there. So we'll be there Thursday.
Real quick, if you Dean mentioned the LGDs, the green ones right there, or the gray ones.
I think for that it's going to be the 20 ohm resistor. Yeah. I think you'll be fine there. And you only need one of them, a pair, but they come as a set, so that's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood.
Right.
All right, so you got more questions. Your thoughts on the DQ61, and could it be considered a DSP Lite? Yes and yes. I love the DQ61. The DQ61 was actually, we were working with that because long before DSP came out, right there, that white box right there by the fuzz of my hair is the LCQ1. The LCQ1 was the precursor to the DQ61. We used a ton of those because, we needed to fix the sound. So the LCQ1 is a great analog piece to get you into a car and still do some equalization, still fix some stuff, still have a good time. The DQ61 took that and then added time delay. So there is a time delay circuit in it. You play polarity pop tracks, the pop, 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 that you always hear us play in the videos, and you can turn the dial in the back. You need two people to do it. You turn the dial in the back until you listen to it line up, and then you're done. So you actually get a center image using the DQ61 or the DQ-DX. The DQ61 is for high level. The DQ-DX is for regular RCA. It's RCA and RCA out. So both of them will give you really cool DSP Lite features because they don't have a crossover. Have you heard of or used the DS18 products? I just bought a 5-channel high to low. Any opinions? Honestly, we haven't used any of the electronics. Every now and then we'll get a speaker. We use some of their sound bars lately, a lot of them. But no, it's really not anything that we get to get through here. I love the guys. We always have a great time talking with them. They're super cool and fun guys to hang out. And I feel they try very hard. So I don't think I would have any problem using one. With factory integration, do you prefer to use 2, 4, or channels for channel integration? If we're talking about integrating into a factory radio for like a full system, I'm going to use as many channels as I need in order to accomplish the goals that I have. The best example of that is, let's say, a premium audio system in the Honda Accord. It's a 10-channel factory system. Full active front, full active rear, center, and sub. So that's 8 channels plus 2 is 10. Now, in order for us to put a stereo in that and get a better sound, we need 6 of those channels. We need the 4 front speakers, we need the center and the sub. The reason why we need the center, even though we're not doing anything with it, is that was where the Bluetooth and the GPS come through. So it is just going to chill out there and not really do anything. We're going to put a minimum amount of power on it. My favorite integration for that car is the Alpine PXE0850X now. I really like using that because it's got the 88 channels by 25 built into it. Having the ability to control that center channel and bring it down is very important.
I think that is going to change.
To what?
I mean, for another product.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But there again, the thought process there is channel for channel. So if we're doing front and rear and I have inputs for front and rear, I'm going to use front and rear. If I'm just putting in front, I'm going to use front. If I'm integrating after an amplifier, I got to get as many channels as I need to do things, because now you have backup sensors, front sensors, you have all these things you have to make sure you retain. So before you start, you have to sit in the car and figure out where those sounds are coming from. Is the backup sensor coming from the back speakers, or is it coming from a piezo speaker in the back of the car? If it's coming from the back speakers, I got to retain those, or I have to put a speaker somewhere in there that's going to emulate the sound that they make. So, yeah. That.
All right.
Can't remember. Do I do -5 and -10 when setting output on a DM810 or using when setting amplifier gain? So, what is feeding the DM810 would be my first question. If you're feeding it from an aftermarket radio where you have a clean output, -5 or -10, -5 for the highs would probably be okay. -10 for the subs would be okay. If you're integrating into a factory radio, no, don't do either one of them until you figure out what that signal looks like coming into it. And typically, I don't even get involved in that at that point if I'm integrating into a factory radio. I'm starting actually with my gains on that way down because I need to see what is happening in the car first, and I need to get through my adjustment period. So there are different methods in order to set that up. The other thing too is the DSP is got a lot of output, okay? And when you're thinking of a DSP in a conventional audio sense, like, oh, I got to go in and set, it usually doesn't work right. You end up having to turn it down. There was somebody that got all butthurt at one point when I was like, turn the gains all the way up. And it was like, it was clearly a joke, but
they don't understand.
They don't. A lot of people get really hung up on like, oh, I got to set my gains. Keeping the gains on the amplifier down as low as possible, keeping the gains on the DSP turned down as low as possible. These are our objectives here. Trying to get 25 watts out of a 25 watt amplifier really shouldn't be your objective. I know when I spend when I spend money on an amp and it says 120 watts, I need to be making sure I get 120 watts. That really isn't the case, especially when using a DSP. It's not the most important thing because you're going to be wanting to turn things down, especially if you're going full active. The ability to blend the tweeter in the mid-range and the mid-range to the mid-bass, or the tweeter to the mid-range. These are all things that are going to involve turning these volume controls or gain controls down. So really you're just trying, if your main objective is to get as loud as humanly possible, then you're going to really need to do some work. And just using something like a simple 1,000 hertz or 40 hertz, -10, it's not going to work. You're going to have to put a lot more work into it because it's not that easy.
Not that simple anymore.
It's not that simple. When you're just doing a radio and doing an amplifier, perfectly fine,
Yeah.
super cool. DSP adds a whole nother loop to this. And I know it's something that a lot of people just don't talk about, but you'll there again, it's one of those things you're going to find out right away. And honestly, the last thing you should be worried about when setting a DSP is how maxed out you have your gains. Worry about getting the EQ set up right. Worry about getting the crossover set up right. You don't have to play it full balls out, tilt boogie. Get it set up and sounding good first, and then worry about the gains.
All right. In my 2015 Ram, I'm running an iPad as a head unit.
Very cool.
Through the aux of my DSR-1. I heard an awful pop when I turned it on. By bypassing the factory radio, I'm losing any power? ? Any Bluetooth dongle for the DSR-1?
Actually, yeah, there's a bunch of Bluetooth dongles for the DSR-1 that you can plug into it. Audio Control has their Bluetooth dongle. Go ahead and pull that up. And then another one that you could get.
The DSR-1.
Yes, DSR-1.
But
what did I say?
No,
not that. That right there. That is the AX-BT1. That is a universal Bluetooth adapter that you can plug into a DSR-1 or any device for that matter and have Bluetooth into it. However, the DSR-1 has a digital input. All right, so what I would recommend is going to SoundMan because there are a bunch of high-res Bluetooth players that have digital output that you can plug into it. Or you can buy converters that'll take you from a Toshlink to, there you go. It just depends on how much money you want to spend to accomplish this task. But this is a Moscone, and this is the AMAS 96K. This has a Toshlink output. So the DSR-1 does not have a Toshlink input. It has a digital input, but you can get a Toshlink to digital converter that could convert this over to the digital input, which is that orange RC on the input. And then you might be able to also find, I haven't looked to see who makes them, but some of the Bluetooth adapters out there do have the coax digital output on them. So that might be a better move for you than just hardwiring it in.
Talk about Moscone.
I just did. That's what I was just holding up.
No. I know, like the ad.
Oh, is it time to switch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Boom.
Hey.
And this portion of the show is brought to you by Moscone, featuring the new Pro 430. Ooh, and have you seen they also have a new they have a new multi-channel amplifier with DSP built into it. They just announced it. Hasn't made it to the website yet.
No.
We'll talk more about that once more. Can you turn off the ticker too for the IRTA? Yep. As time goes on, we'll learn more and talk more about that. So pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Hey, I drive a 2022 Volvo semi truck. Very nice, very nice. I'm wanting to get rid of the OEM Delphi radio, but I want to retain the steering wheel controls. How do I retain the controls? Not a lot of info on semi trucks. And there again, I'm not going to have any info on that either. What I would recommend, and if you haven't done it already, I'm kind of surprised, but okay, first off, where do you live would be the more appropriate thing. So, like, if you live in Europe or something like that, where these trucks are more prevalent, Connects 2, as well as Auto Leads are who you'd want to call there and find out. My guess is they do make a connection over there. Here, I would probably call Pack Dash Audio. All right, hold on. Let me just drop this into place here real quick. So remove
not the fundamentals.
Why did I? All right, put this there. Remove that. Okay, so take a screenshot, guys. This is all the places we look for information. They also have phone numbers, and you can give them a call. And I would recommend giving one of them a call and finding out if they make anything for that. You could also, like, there again, it might be using simple commands. So, they might be able to help you walk through it. Pack also has an app that you can download to your phone where you might be able to find something similar to it to get you at least in the ballpark. But yeah, you're not going to find a lot of information about that just posted randomly. Jeff, I thought I did. I don't buy ever from people. I just buy from very well-known car audio companies. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know why you saved that one, but okay. Installing a Key 201 to biamp some Focal flax. Kicker recommends not using passive crossovers. Should I install protective caps on tweeters? Maybe around 2,000 hertz. Negative. No, don't. Stop. No. If you want to really understand the Kicker key, more so than what we're going to tell you, you can go to the knowledge portion of the Kicker website, and there they have the white papers on the Kicker key. Basically, what's going to happen is the Kicker key is going to listen to the front two channels, figure out what is coming from them, meaning is it a mid-range, is it a tweeter? Once they figure out it's a tweeter, it is going to put a crossover in place to prevent any damage to said tweeter. We have literally installed hundreds of these things running full active with never having an issue, ever. The only time we had an issue was actually with a set of KS tweeters, and that was just because one of the wires going into the terminal wasn't soldered properly, and so the tweeter cut out. And it was in Haley's car, which makes it even more funny. So I had to go in there and scrape away the protective black crap that they put on the connector to make it waterproof and not so that it'll do what it did, and then solder the thing back on. Other than that, we've never had anyone blow a set of tweeters on a Kicker key. Not saying you can't do it because, hey, man, challenge accepted. But no, you're good. You're good. Don't waste your time. Yeah. Spend your money elsewhere.
That is right. Right there.
I'm looking at the Match Up 7 DSP amp for my wife's 19 Forester. Any thoughts? Well, okay, so the Match 7, if you can find it at a deal, totally cool. But the Match 7 has actually been discontinued and replaced with the Match Up 8. They're giving you one more channel, whatever you want to do with it. But no, that's the fabulous amplifier to install if you have that amount of channels for input and output on it. Yeah, totally. I'm excited that we're finally a Helix Match and Brax dealer because these are really cool products. But yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do aftermarket amps require such a heavy gauge wire to reproduce the same or similar power factory premium amps produce off of much thinner power wire. Well, it comes down to the power supply section of the amplifier. Do me a favor. Go grab the 430 from up front.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at a factory amplifier, it is 100% optimized, meaning the channel 1 and 2 on a factory amplifier are always going to power the same two speakers. They're always going to power two tweeters. In an aftermarket amplifier, channel 1 and 2, we have no idea what they're going to power. So it has to be prepared and ready to go. So when you look at an aftermarket amplifier, face it that way. You have this big ass power supply right here. And every one of the 4 channels in this amplifier are going to put out, 170 watts a channel. Whereas a factory amplifier is designed specifically to do one thing. So the tweeter channel may put out 15 watts, which means it's only going to produce 5 watts to the tweeters or maybe 3 watts to the tweeters. The mid-range is only going to power the mid-range, and therefore they can design the circuit specifically for the speakers they're going to power, optimizing the efficiency of the amplifier. In the aftermarket world, it's 170 by 4. I don't know what this thing is going to power. It could power 2 tweeters, 4 mid-range, 2 subwoofers, two components. So I have to make sure in my world that the amplifier is built to do that. Now, when you look at something like a smaller amplifier, like a Key that we've talked about a lot in this show, those amplifiers they're not made for subwoofers. So their amplifier design is a lot more efficient. The other thing too is, okay, you set that down. When you look at the amplifiers that they're using a lot of the times inside of those factory amplifiers, they're using this little guy right here, this little silver thing. This is called an IC power chip. This is a 50 watt by 4. This is out of a Pioneer radio. So this is the sound card out of a Pioneer radio okay, so this is the sound card. So you have your Chordial here power supply, okay, and these 2 stiffening capacitors that are located here and here. All right, and they are for this amplifier that's in this. Now, they say it's 50 watts by 4, but it's actually 18 watts by 4 when you look at full frequency. But you can imagine if I take and put, I don't know, 5 of these, they're not gonna draw a lot of power. So a lot of the factory amplifiers use IC power chips. There's bigger IC power chips now that will actually do up to, Sony has them in their radios, they'll do up to almost 100 watts a channel. So when you look at like subwoofers, so like the new Jeep, the new subwoofer in the Jeep is a 4 voice coil subwoofer because it has a 4-channel BTL amplifier powering it. So each voice coil gets, I think it's 25 or 30 watts per voice coil, which you say, oh, that's not a lot of power. That's 110 watts to a factory subwoofer. That's pretty damn good, okay? Yep. But there's 4 amplifiers driving it to do that, and they're little tiny amplifiers like this, so they don't have a big power consumption. One of the things Larry was talking about, what's up? The other day was one of the main things that car manufacturers look at is weight. Mm-hmm. They're not going to put big amplifiers in the cars because they weigh too much. Like that amplifier that poor Fernando just had to sit here and hold, it's heavy.
Good.
Yeah. Limp wrist. So that's why. That's it.
What's up, Jason?
Oh,
Bobby. Oh. Everybody got late to the show. What's going on?
That's okay. Hey, you know what? Now that you're here, we can carry on a conversation. Real quick, go ahead and scrub through there and find some more questions.
I got it.
Okay, cool. You can find more than one. Oh, you got it.
No, I got it.
You got your bunch? All right, so a little update on what's going to happen with the channel, guys, because we're going to change a few things up. One of the nice things about going on vacation was the ability to sit back, relax, and kind of evaluate how things are happening, what's going on. And that led me to one of the things that has been bothering the two of us for a while, and that is the Monday show on Facebook. We've been doing it now for like 5 years. We always call it the longest running channel. We started doing it in the showroom on a cell phone. It has graduated to this giant production that we have here now with our Black Magic switcher, this giant thing right here. And look at that. See, I broke it. Yep. See? Breaking things. All right, Mikey's back on. All right, so anyways, don't let Dean touch it. He's going to break it. That's what I said. Anyways, so Facebook is not the giant place that it used to once be. We love doing the show, but we're kind of like to the point to where it's almost not as enjoyable for us as it once was. So we're gonna change things. That we're not gonna not do it anymore. We're actually gonna keep doing it. However, we're gonna simulcast the show on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, because obviously with the StreamYard software we can do that. We want to try it out, see how it does, see if you guys are cool with it. The main reason why we've not wanted to do that is because, we rebroadcast the show Tuesday on the YouTube channel. And we edited a little bit. We put the comments on the side. We do a whole bunch of little work to it. And it's really cool how we do that. And that would stop, obviously, because it would already be up. So we're toying with the idea of that. We're going to give it a go for a couple weeks and see how it works out. And basically what will happen is nothing much is going to change on your guys' end, other than, you can watch it live if you want, or watch it the next day like you've been doing.
Well, some of you guys don't actually like Facebook.
Yeah, a lot of people,
I don't like Facebook. So I rather to watch it on YouTube. So there you go.
So you can just watch it live that night. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the 5 minutes of 5-star recap Instagram video that we put up every week, that we normally put up on Monday. That's going to move into the Tuesday slot for a little bit, until we kind of figure out how everything works and if this is going to work for us, and just look at it to see what it is. The other thing, too, is that we love Install Diaries as much as you guys do, but one of the things that I reflected on while I was Dean is quitting. No, not at all. Not yet.
Nobody's quitting yet.
One of the things I reflected on while I was sitting there enjoying the day was I really miss doing unboxing reviews. And we do a lot of Install Diaries, which has taken away the time for unboxing and reviews. Not that we're going to... Install Diaries was never made to be a 5-4, 5-3, a big show that just consumed the channel. It was always just something that we would do every now and then. And we know you guys love it. We don't want it to go away, but we are going to dial back a little bit so that we can put in more unboxings and reviews.
And I feel you guys would benefit from this. You guys know, you guys like to know the product, what's in there, what do they have, and all that stuff. So I think with you guys,
So we're gonna do a couple changes over the next couple months just to see how things go. There again, Install Diaries is not going anywhere. It's just gonna dial back some, so you're not gonna get like 9 in a row.
No, we're just gonna add more.
Yeah, we want to bring in some of the content that we used to do years ago, which is what a lot of people came to the channel for, which was our really in-depth unboxing and reviews. Now, the side effect of that is that some days there might not be a video up, because some of those unboxing reviews get pretty in-depth, and they can take hours to edit, like lots of hours. Like that was one of the reasons why we stopped doing radio unboxings, because to do a standard radio unbox, it's like 10 hours of edit time, because they're full hour-long shows, and that's hard to do in the time frame that I have every night to edit a video. I would not be able to go to sleep at all. So just some of the things that we're going to work on as far as changing and trying to do, because we have a ton of stuff that we don't get the opportunity to really talk about anymore, and that's that. So things that are going to happen on the channel, we always try to keep you guys apprised of what's going on. And we'll go from there. And apparently, Haley's having a great time talking about the sodas that suck, while her dad is laying down some very important information.
Everybody's paying attention of Haley.
Why? I should have Haley here to do this, for God's sakes. Haley would have her work cut out for her, because she has to edit the Boring Life vacation video. So good luck there, kiddo. All right, moving on.
All right.
For those of you guys that noticed the banner change, we'd like to thank Moscone. Make sure you check them out at moscone-america.com. And hey, don't forget, we make this cool thing called the wire ruler from Mobile Solutions. That's right, we make it from Mobile Solutions here in the house. You can be sure that if you're going to buy one, pick one up to make your wiring super cool. It has been touched by me and or Fernando, or both of us. So by all means, cherish it, love it, call it your own. Side note real quick, since we're doing this information in the middle of the show, which is way cooler, Mobile Solutions Expo is in February. All right. And we're doing a clean wire. Letting the cat out of the bag here a little bit prematurely. We're not supposed to talk about it until September. We're going to have a clean wire competition, and we're going to have 8 people that are going to get to enter into this, and they're going to get to go admission to the X8, admission to it is you're gonna have to pay for your own hotel and your own flight, but you'll get into the $800 event free. We're gonna tell you how to do all this in September. I'm just teasing it now. We're also gonna have Brian in August.
Yep. To explain all the things.
Couple weeks.
It's gonna.
Dude, they're
gonna have
last
rules
year was
and all
incredible.
That stuff, so yeah.
This year it's gonna be. The show is twice as big this year.
It's huge.
So if any of you guys are thinking about going to this in February, for the love of God, go. Start saving your money now to get there. I know plane flights right now suck. It's in Arizona. Sucks.
Yeah.
Hotel sucks.
But it's worth it.
But it's totally worth it if you want to up your game and learn some really amazing stuff. Okay, enough promo crap. Get back to the questions. Bills are paid.
All right.
Hey, rest assured, Fernando, if I were in Dean's shoes, which you don't want to be, and noticed you were having a bad day, I would serenade you with Abba's Fernando just to make your day a little worse. That's true friendship. I have way better things I can do to make his day better. I usually just go, hey, by the way, today was payday. Oh, hey. But no one wants to wear my shoes. That's the problem. I mean,
it's just fine. It's just gloves, man.
No one wants to wear foot gloves. I'm waiting to run a DM810. Oh, that reminds me. Damn it. I got an audio control thing to tell you also.
It's a lot of things. You keeping secrets, man. What's going on?
It all happened last night after you left. I'm wanting to run a DM810 from Audio Control. I have a DNR 1007 10-inch radio. Very nice. And my 2007 Tahoe. How do I get Toshlink out of my radio to the DM810? I don't want to run multiple RCA inputs. First off, no. You're not going to do that. All right. That's not anything you're going to do. You only need to run RCA from front input into the DM810. That's it. RCA into the front. The thing you got to keep in mind is that the reason why that radio doesn't have a Toshlink output is because what you actually need it for, which is A to D conversion or D to D conversion, it's doing a great job inside of that. That radio uses an amazing processor in order to accomplish what you want to be done. And then you would have to skim all that off, go to a Toshlink output into the DM810. You're really not accomplishing anything here. Even, just to put it in perspective for you so you don't be like, oh, man. The GS9, which is the flagship badass Sony that Fernando has in his car, which has the Saber DAC, which is the it's a $1,500 radio. Okay, it's a single DIN. It's the most boring looking thing in the world.
Google it.
Okay,
beautiful. I like it.
Okay, it has a Toshlink output that you would never use. You never use it. You go RCA out because you want the DAC and the radio to do the job. Now, for that situation, you literally just need one RCA at the front to go into the DM810. You can run two if you want to do subwoofer control from the radio still. Otherwise, single RCA out of the radio into the DM810, get a really nice set of RCAs, maybe pick up like a Stinger 8000 or go full crazy and get like a 9000, which you won't need anything more. You won't need anything more. Okay? Trust me.
Yeah.
Or not. I don't really care. Moving on.
Trust me. Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at the map. Okay, you got that one. Moving on to the next one.
Oh, you got that one.
I
got somebody say hello from.
I don't know. You keep closing them. You're killing me here. DAC Bluetooth adapter. That's the AMAS. So this is the AMAS 96K from Moscone.
Yeah.
They're not the only one anymore. There are more of them coming out, but that's a pretty awesome piece. Hey Casey. Kicker Tuesdays are going to be every other Tuesday. Sad face. I know, but really, just think you get to spend more time with your Dean. Pioneer Unboxing Channel.
He get it. You see?
No, yeah.
Get it.
No. Trust me, it won't be the Pioneer Unboxing Channel. I can tell you that right now. Back then we did a lot of radios. Now we have a lot more cool stuff to do. Yes. So, I mean, personally, we have those JBL Arena X's sitting up there that I'm dying to unbox. I mean,
and it's coming.
I can't wait to just get them out, show you guys, let you guys see what $5,000 worth of speaker looks like. Because you'll never be able to hear them, but you definitely want to see what it looks like. What's the best way to check what my sub box is tuned to? I don't have access to expensive equipment. I have a multimeter. Software. If you don't have the tools to test it, then software is going to be your next best guess, which would be type in your teal small parameters, type in the size of the box along with the port, and then it will kick you out an estimate of what it should be.
An estimate.
And that's the closest way you're going to get. Without having the right tools to do it, there's really very little you can do. You might be able to. Okay, just throwing it out there. If you really want to do this analog, I suppose you could probably use a dB meter. Okay, put it next to the port at a low enough volume to where you're not blasting the dB meter, and use a sine sweep. Okay, because the port you're going to get, a change as you're going through the sine sweep. That might work. I don't know. I've never tried it. I'm just thinking out loud. Software would clearly be the best way to get a good guesstimate.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how, if you don't have access to the software, because there's some free stuff you can download, you can always call the manufacturer. A lot of times the manufacturers will have that software on their computers, like we know Rockford and Kicker both do, and they can do that stuff for you. Say, hey, I built this box. You tell me what the tuning frequency is.
Yeah. I think Rockford will be a great.
Yeah. Kicker. But, you got to have their woofers. Okay.
What? Just bye.
Okay. I knew that one was coming. Hey, Dean, I was hoping you could explain something for me as you're smart. Nah, I'm not. I just know it's a lot of stupid shit in the head. How do I tell my Kenwood head unit to power the rear doors while 4 channels, DAX 200.4 powers a pair of components and sub? Yeah.
I think that was the same question in the beginning.
Well, all right, you have an active crossover in the radio. So if I'm doing this where I have, I'm going to do 3-channel mode on a 4-channel amplifier. So I'm going to power a set of front speakers and an amplifier in the back. Really doesn't change much. I run front RCA into 1 and 2 on the amplifier, sub RCA into 3 and 4 on the amplifier. I then take my rear speakers and hook them up to the green and purple. All right. Once I've done that, I put my front speakers on channels 1 and 2. I put my sub bridged on channels 3 and 4. That's 3-channel mode. Now I go into my radio and I set up, first thing I'm going to set up is my crossover. So I'm going to set my crossover for my front, my crossover for my rear, my crossover for my sub. Once I've done that, I'm going to go into the time alignment section of that. I'm going to look for my channel level control because it's going to have that in the Kenwood. I want to turn the rear channels down. So I want to turn them down as low as I can get them so that I can turn my volume on my radio all the way up. Once I've done that, I can go back and set my gains and get all that all comfortable and get the gains maxed out. It's whatever dB of overlap you want to have. And that's really about it. Keep in mind while you're doing that, though, you want to always keep an eye on those rear speakers. You don't want them to distort. So if you can't go up all the way without them distorting, then tune it to where, so let's say 36. Leave it at 36. That's your loudest you're going to play it. But that's it. That's all you need to do. You don't have to use the crossover on the amplifier because you use the crossover in the radio. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, in my head it is. And if you kind of follow what I said, then you'll be okay. And if I didn't make any sense, I apologize. I tried.
Saludos, Jose.
Hola. That is all my Spanish. I have a Ford Flex 2019 with the original head unit. I have installed the Ford Flex Stealth Box and my 10V JL subwoofer. Keep blowing out. It's been replaced 3 times. Factory warranty is planning on upgrading. You need more bass. It's just what it comes down to. You need more bass. It has nothing to do with the Stealth Box, how great the JL woofer is. If you're blowing a speaker, there's only one reason why I blow a speaker. And that there could be a multitude of things leading up to it. But what blows a speaker is it's not loud enough for what you're trying to get out of it. And you spend a lot of money on a JL Stealth Box, and it's not loud enough for you, is really what it comes down to. It's not the power. It's not the fact that you're clipping the amplifier. It's the fact that you're asking that 10-inch driver to sound like a 15, and it can't do it. That's it. And you might be like, no, it's not that bad. Dean Cardio IQ. I was thinking maybe less than that, but it's just what it is. You're asking it to do more than it can do, even if it sounds really good, and then it's like it's perfect, but then it blows. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. I've heard plenty of people say it's exactly the amount of bass I want. Yeah, but it can't do it and sustain it, so it's not enough. So yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna have to go bigger.
Go bigger, go home.
Yeah, get the wife mad at you because you're gonna take up trunk space. What the heck, man? Topic idea. When you want to showcase a user-friendly product, have an inexperienced friend set it up. Do the install. They tune it via the instructions and review how easy it was. No. Most of my friends don't touch car audio. Like, that's why they have me. And then they bug me. And so, we had Haley install the radio for the Boring Life. She had a really good time doing that. And I got to be honest with you, off camera, I don't think I could sit through that again. She did a great job, but man, it was like I was crying. I was crying in the background. It was just too much. Thanks for the recommendation on the Tweak 88. My system now sounds exactly how I want it to sound. SMD DD1 was a game changer in setting my max clipping and gains to my amps too. There you go. DD1 Plus. So the difference between the Plus and the regular DD1 is the Plus allows you to pick any gain overlap you want, whereas the regular one, is predetermined to 5 or 10. So what's built into the amp dyno is the Plus. So like if you only want 3 dB as a gain overlap or 2 dB as a gain overlap, well, the Plus, you can do that. In case you didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Now you know.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. Nando's monthly special, ABBA CD when you buy a dozen rulers. I mean, I'd get him to dance for it if you bought a dozen rulers.
If you buy a dozen, yes, I dance.
I'd dance totally.
Dun, dun, dun. I think he's replying to something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. Let's see.
Wow, we're pushing it here.
Yes.
Wasn't quite ambitious, but MD lose a chunk of finger. Oh. Have a great weekend. And with that, El Fernandez, that's the end of the show, guys. Yes. I know what you're thinking. Oh, my God, has it been an hour, really? And the answer to that is yes, it has been an hour. And thank you guys so much for playing along with us tonight. Make sure to tune in Monday on Facebook or this channel right here, YouTube. Yeah. So we're gonna start on Monday. Monday, we do have a new product review coming out that is really cool. Some of you guys aren't aware of this, but it is going to be from these guys right here, iData. iData has a whole new, okay, what's old is new again. We'll just say that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of you guys that do this stuff on your own and do it for friends, you're going to be like, oh, God, hell yes, this is so awesome. And so we're going to talk about that on Monday. So make sure to tune in on Monday's show. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, hey, it's Saturday night. I guess that makes it all right. She said, hey, baby.
Same time is going to be.
Yeah, the time isn't going to change.
Monday,
going to change.
Same thing.
So it's Saturday night. If you're going to do Saturday night things because, hey, COVID, what was that? I don't remember. Party! Woo! Remember, Uber or Lyft, you still need a mask? I know.
What is a mask?
But don't be discouraged. Get them. Don't drive drunk. Don't do something stupid. No. Pay spade and neuter your pets. Whatever you want.
You still use Lyft. And...
What's up, Fro? Do smart things. Even if you're not a smart person.
Even if the UIQ is higher.
We want to thank Morel, of course, for being a sponsor of the Instagram show. I know you were trying to get him up here tonight.
I know. I tried.
I know.
Like, we had
to give him
you can always catch all the sponsorships.
We had to give Moscone the love.
In 5 minutes with 5-star on Instagram.
On Instagram. Every other, whenever we do it.
Yes, and they love it.
We didn't do it today. We needed to do it today because it would have been funny. Dude, I swear, there was so many.
It was a lot of things, yeah.
All right, guys, we're not going to ramble on. You guys have a great night as always. We'll see you there next time.
Bye, guys.